Welcome, fellow adventurers. Michelle Trieste, speaker and storyteller. Today we have Joe DeBone with us. He is a retired firefighter, outdoorsman, and biker for life. He has a lot of knowledge about animals and plants. On this particular day, we wanted to share with you our ride to Cooke City. And we went on the Chief Joseph Highway. It was named after him. I'm kidding.
I claim it was, but nobody believes me anyway.
He was chief.
I was not a chief. I was a lieutenant.
We had a great ride. We had gone on a part of Chief Joseph before, but we went twice on it, and I think I recorded the whole thing, so you'll see a lot of footage on that amazing ride.
On our first ride, when we went up to Red Lodge, Montana,
a couple
days before, we went up one way and we went through Bear Creek and to Red Lodge. Then we took 212, which is the Beartooth Highway, and to come back to Cody again, we came down the Chief Joseph. It's actually called the Chief Joseph Scenic Byway. And for my money, it's one of the most scenic roads out there. The Beartooth is a real exciting road to ride. It gains in elevation so quick or declining, whatever way you're going.
Yeah.
And the switchbacks are really hairy. You got to keep your eye on the road and watch where you're going.
Again?
It's 2 curves and 19 switchbacks. You
can see that video.
And you can see that video's out there.
I recorded a lot
but
of that one.
there's not a lot of vistas along the way to really get a look at something, and you don't want to take your eyes off the road. Too many places there anyway.
Fun.
But we took the Chief Joseph back. But the Chief Joseph Highway, like I said, for me, is one of the most scenic rides. It's 57 miles long. There's not a stop sign or an intersecting road that you have to stop.
No.
Not a traffic light.
Nice.
Couple little ranches along the way. There are some places where they'll warn you that it is open range. So at any given time, you could see cattle crossing the road alongside the road. Yeah. And
not cows, cattle.
Cattle, yeah, not cows. These are cattle, not cows. So you got to be careful of those. But we took the Chief Joseph up to a little part of the Beartooth, which brought us into Cooke City, which is also in Montana. And Cooke City is at the northeast corner of the Northeast Gate. And it's a road where you got some vistas. You can see 10, 15 miles from the top of some of those mountains. And the switchbacks are, you can go in the curves that almost come back on themselves 3 or 4 times in a row. Really great. And the good thing about all the traveling around in the West is that there's no motor vehicle traffic. Yeah, there was no tourists. There was no tourists. There's Michelle's got a video.
We went during the week.
So yeah,
that made a big difference, even though it was August. It was great.
She's got a video of the Beartooth and this one, and you'll see a few cars down, then mostly bikes going either way, back and forth.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Not much motor vehicle traffic.
And everyone was afraid of the heat dome, which was not an issue at all.
It wasn't an issue.
Wonderful. How many? We were up like 5,000 feet, maybe in Cody or something, but it was.
Cody is 5,000, a little over 5,000.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah, so then we went into Cooke City. There were a lot of, and I'll show you pictures, a lot of just old establishments and a lot of mining, a lot of remnants from mining. There's a great, what do you call it, from the town where they have
exhibit. Yeah, it's a great, right next to the Welcome Center. It's a great exhibit.
Center, yeah.
It goes back to when they were mining and actually blasting rock out. Then it goes back to actually sluice boxes when the guys were using sluice boxes in the creek.
And open Wi-Fi right there. I had a problem finding Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
They were just so hospitable.
Cooke City's kind of unique in that there's only one main street going through town.
Yeah.
And the elevation from one end to the other is about 100 feet. It's downhill, going down and uphill, coming back. You park at the top and walk down to walk back.
Go back up.
It's back up again.
Yeah.
And neat little, some buildings that have been established there a long time. Most of them have.
The general store has been there a long time.
General store. And your Western wear, leather goods and knickknacks and tchotchkes and stuff, as Michelle would say. But a great little town, like a couple of places to stay and a couple of good restaurants.
Yeah, great doorway and another doorway into the park. I think there's how many gates? I think that one there, was it called the Silver Gate? I think it was called the Silver Gate when you go in Cooke City.
Well,
you got the East Gate, the West Gate.
There's a Northeast, which is Silver City. The East Gate is Cody or Wapiti.
Right.
The South Gate is Jackson. The West Gate is West Yellowstone.
Okay.
And then the Northeast Gate is another gate that's in Montana. I'm not sure the
Right,
name of
right,
it.
right, right. Yeah. There's. I mean, it was just great riding. You have to worry about once you're up basically for the day. I think we had maybe 2 stop signs making our way to Cooke City. At the beginning, had probably Chief Joseph, and at the end,
Yeah, that was it.
That was
that
it.
was it. Yeah.
It was just amazing.
Like I said, the Chief Joseph, I think, is 57 miles.
Yeah, most people don't think about it or talk about it. Definitely an underestimated, just a beautiful scenic ride.
Amazing, just amazing road. Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah. So this actually will bring us to the end of the Wyoming riding. Just long stretches, and people were so hospitable. They allowed us to pass.
Yeah, 4-wheel vehicular traffic.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we are going to wrap this up, and there was a lot of, like I said, I'll show footage of like this particular ride because there's just a great long ride, a lot to show, versus in Yellowstone as far as a biker to enjoy for the scenery around unless you stop, which is great. We're going to travel our way from Wyoming. We're going to backtrack go east and go to South Dakota.
To the Black Hills.
To the Black Hills. Oh, and what did we pass through? Because we passed through these, was it the Longhorn? The Longhorn on the way here?
Bighorn.
Bighorn. Oh my God, that was so pretty.
The Bighorns.
I'm excited. We're going to go back through there
again. Yellowstone is basically in part of the Rockies, but the Bighorns are another range that comes down out of Canada. They go through Montana to the north, and then they come through the eastern part of Wyoming and down into Colorado.
Yeah.
And they're spectacular.
Yeah.
There's a Route 14A. If you're ever out there, get off in a town called Ranchester and take 14A west towards Cody. You will not be sorry.
And the pines, like when we took a break and I got out of the truck because we're gonna trailer both trailers. All four of us were gonna trailer the bikes back. And when I took a break and got out of the truck, I could just breathe in the pines. It just smelled so good.
Yeah, that was up by. You go through Burgess Junction.
Oh, okay.
There's a rest up there called the Black Bear.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Black Bear. You said
I was up there about 25 years ago with Bob Chefs. I was out there elk hunting, and we spent a lot of time up the Black Bear, and there's a place called Medicine Wheel.
All right. Yeah, you shared a little bit too. I'll put that in. I think you shared a little bit about.
Well, that's all. We were 11 miles off the road on a 4-wheeler trail. It started snowing one night. I went to bed. Got up the next morning. There was 1.5 foot of snow on the ground. So there's a lot of sinkholes there that you can't see. They're big holes. So I walked out 11 miles with about a 10-foot pole poking down in front of me, so the 4-wheelers, ATVs wouldn't fall in the holes. We got out. Yeah, it was pretty much fun.
So you spend a lot of time out there too.
I've been out there a lot. Yeah, Wyoming's my favorite state out of all the 48.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Goes on forever.
So we're going to make our way over there and make our way back to South Dakota. And I do recall one thing when we were driving in from South Dakota was all the sunflowers, fields of sunflowers. It was amazing.
Well, South Dakota, it might even be the sunflower state. I'm not. If it's not sunflowers, it should be pheasants, because yeah. When you're coming across Interstate 90, there's like miles and miles. It's a crop. It's a cash crop. Sunflower seeds.
Yeah. And that terrain, again, crossing that terrain, we did not get the chance to go into
Badlands.
That's it. So we're going to pass that. We're not going to stop there. But is there anything you want to share? Like, what could you share about the Badlands?
I've been through the Badlands a couple of times. If you go through the Badlands, bring plenty of water. It's only a 32-mile loop, but if it's 90 degrees before you get in there, it'll be 100, 110 in there.
Right.
Sand roads, very tricky, very curvy. If you go off one, I don't know how they get you out of it. They probably have to use a helicopter.
Right.
It's an incredible place. I've been there just as recent as about, 5-6 years ago. Bruce and I were coming back from a pheasant trip going to Rapid City Airport. We went through the Badlands. When on either side is a lot of wildlife, pretty cool. Prairie dog towns, there's sheep, coyotes, all kind of things.
Right.
But in the Badlands proper, I don't know how anything could live there. Maybe a horny toad. It's pretty rough, pretty hot.
All right. So
it's not a real big thing, but I went through there with a few guys and they said they're never going back there on a motorcycle again.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, you make a slip up there, go off the road, you're going straight down. There's no guardrails. You're going straight down the water.
Oh, okay. See, I thought it was just like flat.
Oh no, it's far from flat. A lot of corners, a lot of up and down. Not far.
Really?
Yeah, it's far. It's not a desert.
Okay.
It's not a flat desert. It's a vertical desert. It's like almost straight up and down either side.
Okay, so the best way to prepare if you're going to go on a motorcycle,
have water handy. You can reach right on your handlebars, but then you pull over to do it because you don't want to take your eyes off the road to grab your bottle.
Really? Okay, that's interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Got to know that for next time. All right, so we will see you soon, and thank you for coming. We will see you on our next talk when we're going to make our way over to the
Black Hills.
The Black Hills in South Dakota, and we're going to ride. Sturgis has passed. We wanted to come after Sturgis Bike Week because we wanted to make sure we could get more miles in without waiting in lines and lines of people. So we're going to go over there and come back and join us, and we're going to see some of the sites. We're going to see Mount Rushmore,
Crazy Horse, Devil's Tower back in Wyoming again.
Yeah. So come back and join us.
And the famous Needles Highway and Iron Mountain Road.
Yeah, we went through everything. So
I had to pick my old memory out of my old brain to find some of those places, but my recall was pretty good after 25, 30 years. I was able to find them. So.
Yeah, he's our internal road captain with the GPS. All the guys say he has it built in, so never goes anywhere.
We're going down past. We're looking at Crazy Horse, and I said we're going to go to Mount Rushmore from here. So there's a sign pointing back up north. Kevin said it's that way. I said no, Kevin, I'm going to go in the back way.
The scenic way.
The scenic way. And hour and a half later we got there. He said, "Man, that was some scenic."
All right, so
all
join
good.
us next time. And
good.
in the meantime, keep your hearts open, minds open, and wheels on the ground. And
ride hard or stay home.
There you go. All right. See you soon. Thanks, everyone.